Good morning, everybody. Dave Schmidt along with Matt Nestor, producer Tom Warner. We're going to shift gears just a little bit. We're going to move over to some D3 college football. And right now with us, we have probably the coach that has the best winning percentage right now at Rockford University. He's 1-0 in his first year, head coach Jim Schroeder. Hey, Coach, good to have you on today.
Oh, I appreciate you guys having me.
Hey, that was pretty cool last week. You guys opened up the season with a big win. And Chance Manning, I don't know, is he related to the Mannings? He had a pretty good game for you, didn't he, last week?
He did. Had a whale of a game. He's a great kid. Just was a really exciting day for our program and most importantly for our kids. Our kids have really worked hard, and I'm really proud of how they responded to everything we've asked them to do since I've got here. And Saturday was really neat for them, and that's the most important thing.
Hey, you guys piled up a lot of yards on offense in that game. What was the key, I guess, to the execution? Who stepped up for you in that game?
Offensive line played real well, and I think that's one of the strengths of our team. One of the things that was important to me when I got hired is I wanted to be able to run the football, and we're still kind of meshing in terms of what our offensive coordinator, Dave Benoit, he did a great job, as well as our offensive line coach, Kevin Novicic. But I wanted to be able to run the football. I think, whether you're doing a spread or a pro-style offense, there comes a point in time where you've got to be able to run the ball in the game. And it really, I think, has our staff excited the way we came out and how physical we were, because I think it's important. I think if you can keep things in front of you on defense and play good defense and run the football, you've got a chance to compete every week. So it bodes well for the future moving forward.
And when you look at Chance Manning, he's an area boy. He's from Durant. He had 211 yards on 32 carries. And if I looked at the roster, he's not very big, but, man, he must be able to hit that line, and them linemen must open some big holes for him.
He did. They did a great job. I mean, really, Chance is really dangerous once he gets to the second level. Or when it gets to the corner. So, and we've got some things too. But last week was just more physical downhill stuff, and it's awesome to see a local kid having success, because it was important to me when I got hired. I think if we're going to have success as a program consistently, we've got to do it with local kids. And there are a lot of local kids who had made significant contributions last week, which was really important and again exciting for the future moving forward.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that, because I know there was a lot of local kids that were very good players that ended up going there. They're in their freshman year, and we've seen Rock Valley College. Granted, it's at a different level with junior college, but we've seen them really start to compete at a national level in basketball by bringing in local kids, things like that. And there's a lot of good teams in this area. Is that a very big key for you? You had a lot of games on Friday nights, trying to see who's out there.
Yeah, I mean, it's critical. It was really neat last night. We were at the Boylan-Hononegah game. We've got a young man today, Brandon Botham, who I think has potential to be a very good offensive lineman for us, who's a freshman, who's going to make his first college start. And they recognize him before the game. And I think it's exciting to get that Rockford R out there. And we had a bunch of our guys. Michael Schroeder is a Boylan grad who's a senior. He led us in tackles last week. Has the potential to be a very good, one of the better linebackers in our league. So it's been a big point of emphasis. We've got our staff out at games, but the key thing really is that kids see us as a viable option and a place where they can have a really positive experience. And I think Brandon and TJ Babcock from Hononegah are great examples of that. So I think we've done a great job. Really kind of in a lot of ways exceeded my expectations in year one with the success that we had locally, but it has to be a focal point moving forward. And we still have a lot of work to do in terms of building relationships with local coaches and local kids.
Now, you've been a you're a defensive coordinator before you came here. Does that help you understand how to make the offense work a little better, because you've done defense for so long in D3 like this?
Yeah, I think it goes both ways. I was really fortunate. I got my start in coaching as an offensive line coach, as a graduate assistant at my alma mater at Valparaiso, and then I coached out east, and then was at the 1AA level at Davidson College as a running backs coach, and always kind of had a defensive background. But I think the last 10 years is some of the things we've incorporated offensively are just things that gave us problems. So I would definitely say yes to that.
You guys got a game with Ripon coming up. What's going to be a key for that? What are you guys looking at going into that game?
The key is consistency, and we've been preaching that since we started camp. They run the triple option, so it's really going to force us to be consistently disciplined. It's a unique challenge, and I don't want to take anything away from Lawrence, but Ripon is a program that has consistently been 7-3, 6-4. And this is a good football team that we're playing. They're physical because of what they do. Their quarterback is a good football player. And they're good at quarterback and fullback. That's where you got to be good when you run the triple. And then defensively, they run like a 3-3 stack. So there's a lot of blitzing, and I think our kids they're going to make some plays because of the blitzes that they run. But we've got to stay on track and hopefully really get chance loose out in the open and giving them an opportunity to make plays. But I think it's going to be a tough game, but I think it's definitely a game that we can compete in. And our kids are excited. I think they're excited to show what they can do. And I think we've definitely closed the talent gap, and it'll be exciting to play a 4-quarter football game today. It'll be really exciting for our kids.
As I say, how big is a game like this? And you're in your first year, and Rockford struggled over the years here. You talk about Ripon's consistent success. So how big is a game like this as you're trying to build the program up? You win last week, but I got to imagine a win in a game like today would really go a long way towards building what I'm sure you want to build up there.
It would. I mean, last week was big for our kids. I think because they want to. I mean, change is hard on kids, and you want to see all the effort and see, they want to see that it's worth it. So yes, last week really was. It truly was a big week for our kids, especially to have the success and win in the way that we did. I think our kids view this, and we preached all week, as a big opportunity to really show people what kind of football team we are, because people, especially in the Midwest and at the Division III level, they respect the program like Ripon. Their head coach has been there for a long time, and Coach Ernst does a great job. So I think we really, in a lot of ways, view it as a significant opportunity to really kind of show people how far we've come. And our kids are and when you only get 10 football games, everyone is big, and you have to prepare that way. And our kids they really are. I mean, they're like me. I'm a younger coach, probably one of the younger head coaches at the Division III level in the country, and I was hungry for an opportunity. Our kids are the same way. I think we're getting better every time we step on the practice field. It really is exciting to go out there and work with our kids. I'm blessed to have great kids. So it's a great opportunity today.
We're talking with Rockford University first-year head coach Jim Schroeder. You got a beautiful facility. It's going to be a great day for football. And I think you were at the last place maybe for like 10 years or so. What made the decision for you to come to Rockford University, accept the challenge, and come here to a program that basically has struggled over the last 10 or so years?
I mean, it was the people. The people were great. The kids were great. I think they were hungry for an opportunity, hungry for structure. I see a lot of parallels. I was at Benedictine University for the last 10 years, and that institution has changed dramatically during my time there. But when we got there were 25-some kids in the program, and we've gotten to the point where we won 3 of the last 5 conference championships. It was a similar situation this offseason. I think we had 31 kids, when it all shook down after the holidays. So it's a big challenge. I'm really excited to kind of take the plan that, I was a key part of in really building the program at Benedictine here to Rockford, and the people and the institutional support. It really has been awesome. And there's things that we have here at Rockford that we don't have. I think that we had there, being a suburban school. I mean, with local media coverage and things like this, and we didn't have. It was really difficult there to get a local kid and to be viewed as a positive, opportunity for kids. So it's an exciting opportunity. I'm blessed. I love coming to work every day and working with our kids. And while it's a big challenge, I think the potential for growth is there. And like we said last week, was a big step. towards where we want to be.
And you look at all this, and it's one of those things where you got two local kids that we were following. We were talking before we came on. Two quarterbacks. I think Brady Pond and Nino Musso are there. I mean, those are two of the better quarterbacks we had last year. We loved watching both of them.
Yeah, both great kids. I mean, Brady is a kid that saw a lot of high school basketball games last year, watching Brady play, and he's definitely a guy. He's the first one I'd pick for my intramural team. He can shoot the rock, but it's awesome to. It's big. He was a big one. I mean, because I think kids are, when your program hasn't been all that good, those kids are taking a chance. But he bought into us, and kids like Brady, Brandon Botham, another young man, Matt Nelson, a defensive end from Harlem High School, had he along with Michael, he had 7 tackles last week, 1.5 for loss. I mean, he's going to be a very good football player, and he's a guy who had some NAIA scholarship opportunities and chose to stay home, and is the best thing for he and his mom. And those kids, those are big because they're buying into what my vision for this program is and what we can be. And those are the kind of guys you want to work with every day, and those are the ones who are really going to build our program on moving forward.
Well, before you got the job, I almost knew about it before you did, because we have a mutual friend. It's one of those, it's a small world thing. A guy out of Wyoming, his name is Mike Bath. You know Mike, don't you?
I know Mike really well. Yeah, he's a great, great football coach, even better person. Wow, it's a small.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Well, he graduated with my daughter, and the first thing he told me was, before the press release came out, is you got to support Jim Schroeder. So if Mike Bath says support Jim Schroeder, I'm on your side, Coach.
Oh, I appreciate it. It's a small world. Wow.
Isn't it a small world? Yeah. So they always make fun because I talk about Ohio all the time. He's an Ohio boy. So congratulations on the job. Good luck today, and we'll keep updated, okay, Coach?
Okay. Thank you very much for having me, guys. I really enjoyed it. You guys take care.
You bet. Jim Schroeder at Rockford University, and I like him.
Yeah. I like what he says, as far as building up the program and things like that. And I think there's a real opportunity there. It kind of touched on it. You see what's happened at Rock Valley College. Granted, it's a junior college level, a little bit different, but I think there's real opportunity there to get some local kids in. We got a lot of great teams in the area, and really turn that into a very, very good program, I think.
If you have a chance, go out this afternoon, kids, and watch the game. It's a beautiful day. You can watch it.
Beautiful day, good game.
If I can wake up after my nap, I may sneak out and watch the game.
There you go.
It's a beautiful day. We're going to take a time out. We'll be back to highlight next week's schedule. It's a busy week, and we'll do that right here on the State Line Sports Hour here on News Talk 1440 WROK.
You already have your clock radio